I'm Judge Penny Wolfgang, and welcome back to The Big Picture. Joining us to share the family and personal side of Don Postles is his lovely wife, Anne. Thank you so much for joining us,
Oh,
Anne.
thank you for having us.
We referred to you a few times, and I couldn't wait for you to be here so you could set us straight about a lot of things.
Okay.
But really, I wanted to know, and I'm sure our viewers do, how you met.
Oh, we met in college at a mixer.
Yeah.
In Washington, D.C.
I was going to say where.
In Washington.
And was it love at first sight?
No, not really.
Yes, it was.
Oh, it was?
No. What happened?
I was with a guy, a fraternity brother of mine from the main line of Philadelphia, and I said, "Who's that girl over there?" And her name is Anne Culhane. She's a really sweet girl, but she's really straight. You don't want to meet her. And she came over, and Brian asked her to dance. I said, "Well, okay." And she came back and said to me, "The reason I came over is I wanted to meet you." And that's where our night began.
Yeah, I guess.
He wasn't a famous anchorman then.
Oh, no.
Anyway, you
Oh,
just
gosh.
loved him for himself, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he wasn't rich and famous.
No, none of those things.
I was poor and happy.
It was good. It's very hard being in, actually Don was just referring to this a minute ago off air. It's hard being married to somebody with the kind of career that Don has and raising a family. How did you manage all that?
The hours were difficult, but we have 3 children, and we would wait, hopefully. I mean, we try to have dinner when Don got home from work, and then he was only home for an hour, and I would then put all the kids to bed, and that's how our weeks ran. And but you often, as the kids got older, you were able to attend a lot of their swim meets, basketball games, school functions.
I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
And you were teaching. I don't want to.
Well, I didn't
talk about
go
your
back
career a
full
little bit,
time.
too.
I
I don't
was a
wanna miss
teacher.
that.
Yeah, I didn't go back until our youngest was in college. So because I worked days and Don was working nights.
What about the kids? How have they grown up, like being, oh, my father is Don Postles, or not telling anybody, like my daughter?
Well, it's funny.
Trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah. I am now known as Michael Postles' father. Michael is the one that's more active in the community than I am. But just the other day, they went to a Bills game, and my grandkids were there, my grandsons were there, and this guy was asking about, well, you got an accent. Yeah, we're from England. And well, what brings you here? Well, my father-in-law and my mother-in-law lives here. And who's that? And Don Postles. Really? He just retired. And I said, yeah, well, my oldest son, Don Jr., flew in from Atlanta to be there for my last broadcast show, and he surprised me. And I wanted to keep it together and not lose my composure. But when I saw him, I got teary-eyed. And it meant a lot to me that he would come in. My youngest son, Michael, lives in town, thank goodness. And he was there, and it was great.
You know, it's hard
Good send-off.
It's hard having grandchildren or children that are far away.
Far away.
You know, isn't it? I mean,
Well, it is, but thank goodness for FaceTime.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
I mean, social media in a lot of ways, I think is not good for the kids, but they're now all old enough to get their parents' phones and FaceTime us, and we get to be part of different activities that they're involved with.
All right, now we asked Don, we said, what do you want to do now, or what are you going to do now? And what he probably wanted to say is, Anne is not going to let me sit around and be in the house. Is that the
I'm hoping not.
Is that the answer?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
no, he's not going to hang around.
No.
I would drive her nuts if I did that.
So you're encouraging him to do something, right?
Yes, oh my gosh, he's still young and has a lot to offer. And yeah, I'd like to see you, and I think you do too.
Yeah.
We have to go back to that. I mean, would it be hard to change? You think it'll be hard, or to do something in the community? You've been so active in the community.
There's a lot of organizations out there, the Food Bank for one, Meals on Wheels, the Salvation Army, the City Mission. There's the Friends of the Night people. There's so many activities you can donate your time to and try to have a positive impact. I also want to be active in the Buffalo Broadcasters Association, because there's some people who are not in the Hall of Fame who I've worked with that deserve to be there. John Pauley, the investigative reporter that Phil Booth called the Eyewitness News troubleshooter. He's had a great career. Cindy Abbott, the host of AM Buffalo, still not in. And there's some other people like that that I want to be recognized for what they contributed to the Buffalo broadcasting community.
I know you've both battled health issues, and I just wondered if maybe how they've changed your life and how you dealt with it, and how you've been so open with both of your health problems with the community and sharing it with all of us.
Yeah, because you're...
I started first with a cancerous tumor on my parotid gland. I got the best care from Dr. Tom Laurie. I'm cancer-free, it was low grade. And then a year later, Anne was diagnosed with breast cancer during a routine mammogram. Yep. And our son Michael was getting married, and she didn't tell anybody because she didn't want to put a pall over the reception and the wedding. And it was a day after the wedding. She says, we need to have a conversation. And she told me, I said, when did you find this out? She goes, 4 days ago. And I just want to thank Dr. Helen Cappuccino and Dr. Ellis Levine at Roswell Park. Wonderful job. The number of women who have come up to us and said they had breast cancer 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever. It's a high rate of breast cancer in this community. And I don't know why. I know we have a high rate of MS and colon cancer and everything else, but I thank the dear Lord that we have Roswell Park and Dr. Cappuccino and Dr. Ellis Levine and the great job they do for the women of Western New York that are battling breast cancer. It's a tough battle. It's no picnic. I'm talking on her behalf, but it's no picnic.
Yeah.
But all cancers at Roswell. It's an amazing place. So
I think we appreciate, I hope that people do appreciate how many people have had their lives changed, altered, and helped.
Carol, Jason, and I lit the Tree of Hope every Christmas season for children, pediatric cancer patients at Roswell Park. And it's a nice thing to do, but I never really got into it in terms of you'd meet one kid and they share their story. But when you go down to Roswell Park and see the pediatric unit, I get choked up. It's such a tough battle for these kids, and they survive. That's the amazing thing. But what they have to go through to get through that cancer, man, I mean, it puts things in perspective in your life.
And we're really grateful to both of you to talk about these issues, and because it makes it easier for other people to know they're not alone, and that there is help available. So we thank you so much, and for all you've done for the community. And you're not off the hook, because we'll probably have you back soon to.
I love that, Penny.
Find out what you're doing. So thank you so much, Don and Anne Postles. Thank you both for joining us, and we wish you good luck, good health, and a wonderful future. And don't be a stranger to WBBZ.
You know me, I'm not a stranger to anyone.
I know you won't, okay. Well, that's all the time. Actually, I'm Judge Penny Wolfgang, and that's all the time we have for this edition of The Big Picture. I wish we had more, but we'll see Don back again. And I'll see you again next week, I hope, on WBBZ, The Big Picture. Thanks for watching.
My love for Buffalo runs deep. I couldn't ask for a better place in which to raise my family. I am very grateful. Edward R. Murrow used to sign off the air saying good night and good luck. I want to say good night and good luck, and may God bless you. Thank you, Buffalo. A lot of wonderful memories.